Hey, what's up y'all? It's Dr. Paul, Liberty Hill Comics. Welcome to the channel. I have over 40 years experience collecting comics, and I share my passion and experience with collecting, investing, and comic book conservation right here on the channel. Today we have another mail call. This unassuming box holds a golden age treasure. So sit back, relax, while I open this 77-year-old comic book. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and stay tuned. All right, y'all, here we go. This purchase was from Lone Star Comics. We'll talk about that a little bit more. You probably know them as mycomicshop.com these days. But when I first started dealing with them, they were Lone Star Comics. I still call them that. And they are obviously consummate professionals. This is the sort of packaging you see from them typically. Everything is going to be treated like a treasure. This is a raw book, but you see it's treated almost like a slab. And I'm guessing this is a box inside a box. That's what they typically do. Yep. Again, consummate professionals. This is straight off their website, and I will discuss that further when we talk about what I paid for it and what the market value is in my estimation. Any day we open a Golden Age book, though, it's an exciting day. Whew. Let's see. Maybe we can do. Leave that tape in place. And we'll just pull our book straight out of here. I think. See how it works. Yeah, I think that's going to work out. Oh, nice reveal. Look at that. Wow. That's beautiful, isn't it? It's in a really nice Mylar. Let's take it out of there so we can inspect it more carefully. This is probably a 4mm top loader, and looks like hopefully an acid-free backer board, and then looks like another bagging board inside there. Like I said, consummate professionals. Definitely know what they're doing. But we want to see this book up close and personal, so looks like it's got some spine roll, which I knew from the pictures that I had seen. So they estimated this grade as a 6.0, which I think is correct to slightly conservative. It's really got beautiful staples. Oh, look at that. Center. That doesn't look like interleaving paper, but maybe that is. Paper quality is really nice. Wow. In many ways, this looks like a brand new book. A little bit of tanning inside this cover relative to the rest of the paper quality. check the back cover. Same, a little bit of tanning here. That can actually be whitened up with a overlay press, a wet overlay press. Look at the house ad. All Flash 22, All American 72, Green Lantern 19, Flash 70, Sensation 52, Action 95. This is early post-war. Really beautiful book, huh? Boy, am I happy with that. Well, I've already been prattling for a little while, but what is it and why do we care? This is All-Star Comics number 28. It's the April-May 1946 issue. It's written by Gardner Fox with cover art by Martin Naydel. As I mentioned, it's one of the first post-war issues of All-Star. So it's in that transition period where we start telling sci-fi and other sort of fantasy tales and get away from the more patriotic stuff that was happening during the middle period of the Golden Age during World War II. This particular story tells a tale of magic paint that can be used either for good or evil, and the efforts the JSA went through to thwart the evil intentions of this painter right here, who's had some bad intentions, though he sort of reconciled in the end and tipped the JSA off to what he had done so that they could make sure no real harm was done with his paintings that he created. I suppose all that makes this a filler issue, but in my mind, all the Golden Age issues of All-Star are keys. So, as you know, I'm a huge fan of All-Star Comics. In case you don't know why so many are obsessed with the JSA, just like I am, they were the first superhero team in all of comic books. All-Star Comics featured the JSA for 11 years, from their first appearance in issue number 3 in 1940 until issue number 57 in March of 1951. So it spans the pre-war, the war, and the post-war period of the Golden Age. And it has several big key issues in addition to the first appearance of the JSA, which include the first female superheroine in all of comics, which is Hawkgirl in issue number 5, the first time Batman and Superman meet in issue number 7, the first appearance of Wonder Woman in issue number 8, which is obviously a mega key. It also includes first appearance of villains Brainwave, the Psycho Pirate, the Wizard, Degaton, and the Injustice Society. All-Star Comics is one of the most important and influential Golden Age comic book series. It's my personal favorite Golden Age title, and one of my life goals is to complete the run from 1 to 57 in mid to high grade, and I'm sharing my progress on that goal here on the channel. In this issue, there were 7 JSA team members: Hawkman, Flash, the Atom, Dr. Midnight, Johnny Thunder, Green Lantern, and the Secretary, Wonder Woman. In addition to the cover art, Martin Naydel penciled the introductory and conclusion chapters, as well as the Flash's chapter. Art for the Hawkman's chapter was handled by Joe Kubert. John Chester Kozlak penciled the Green Lantern's chapter, and Stan Ash handled art duties on Dr. Midnight's chapter, as well as Johnny Thunder's chapter. Joe Gallagher drew the Atom's chapter. There are 46 universal copies of All-Star Comics number 28 in the CGC census, with a median grade of 6.5. As you can see, this is a raw copy, and like I mentioned, I purchased it from Lone Star Comics or mycomicshop.com. They advertise this copy as fine or 6.0. I have lots of experience buying from them, and so I happen to know that they generally grade conservatively, and I was able to view the large images, and from the confidence in my own ability to grade raw books, and having submitted enough books to CGC, I'm confident in how they'll typically come back at. So I was very comfortable buying this book raw from Lone Star. In my experience, books from Lone Star generally have not been cleaned or pressed either, and it was evident from this image with the really obvious, though slight, spine roll, that this one hadn't been cleaned or pressed either. So I knew there was always a possibility of an increase in grade with a clean and press, which I'm proficient at. So if we're lucky, we're looking at a comic that may be able to grade at a 7 or higher if I choose to submit it to CGC. Looking it over, I don't see any defects that change my mind on this assessment. So if I assume I could get this slabbed and receive, let's just say a 7.0, it would sit just inside the 50th percentile. I don't have a perfect estimate for today's fair market value because this is a Golden Age book with a census count of less than 50. But Go Collect notes 3 CGC sales of All-Star Comics number 28 in the past 12 months. A 5.5 with off-white to white pages that sold on eBay in March of 2022 for $640 plus shipping and taxes. A 7.5 with white pages from the Promise Collection Pedigree that sold in May on a heritage auction for $990 plus shipping and handling, and an 8.0 copy with off-white pages that also sold at Heritage, this one in November of 2022, for $1,140 plus shipping and taxes. That makes me feel pretty good about having acquired this book for $590 plus shipping and taxes from Lone Star. By the way, a little tip for those of you that, like me, are always hunting for the best way to acquire books to grow the value of your collection. Lone Star offers many of their comics on eBay for buy it now prices. These same books are offered for approximately 10% discount below the eBay pricing directly off their website. And they have a newsletter that often offers a 5 to 10% discount off their website prices. So if my eBay searches ever return a book from Lone Star, I check out the price on their website, then check to see if they currently have an applicable discount code before I decide if I buy it. This book is obviously for my personal All-Star collection, and I'm not looking to sell it anytime soon, but I still want to be well bought on my collection because getting a good deal on a super rare Golden Age book is a big part of the fun for me. As I've discussed before, you typically need to pay market prices to acquire books like this with CGC census counts under 50. If I were trying to bargain hunt these books, it's just not realistic to believe I could complete a full run of All-Star in my lifetime. With that in mind, any day I can add a mid to high grade raw copy of an issue of All-Star Comics from my want list for my personal collection for under $600 before shipping and taxes is a very good day in my book. I'll probably enjoy this book raw for a little while, but since most of my All-Star collection is slabbed, this will probably be submitted to CGC eventually. That will cost me approximately $100 because due to the value of this book, it will have to be submitted to their standard tier. That will put my all-in cost for this book slabbed at approximately $750. And depending on the grade I receive back, that will either be right at fair market value or a few $100 under fair market value. There's already been a reasonable downturn in this book off the market highs. All 3 of the sales that I mentioned were during the bear market. That's a reasonable return for the small amount of risk I've taken with a purchase from a reputable dealer. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video on this Golden Age All-Star comic featuring the JSA. I'll be looking to add as many more reasonably priced mid to high grade All-Star comics to my personal collection toward my goal of completing the original run. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below what your collecting goals are. Until next time, happy hunting and take care of one another.